Hi, everyone. Today, we're diving into a really important part of storytelling. Point of view. Understanding point of view will help you see stories from different angles and improve your reading and writing skills. By the end of this lesson, you'll know the three main points of view used in literature and how they shape the way a story is told. So, what is point of view? Point of view refers to the perspective from which a story is narrated. It determines how much information the reader gets and how deeply we understand characters' thoughts and feelings. Now, let us talk about the different types of point of views. Let's start with first-person point of view. This is when the narrator is a character in the story, usually the protagonist. The story is told from their personal perspective, using I or we. For example, I walked to the store, or we were nervous about the big game. In first person, the narrator can only share what they experience or think. This makes the story feel personal and intimate. However, you only get one character's perspective, so you might miss out on what other characters are thinking or feeling. Here's a quick example. I couldn't believe what had just happened. My heart was racing as I ran through the dark alley. In this sentence, we are inside the narrator's head, feeling their emotions and seeing what they see. Next, we have second-person point of view. This one is less common in storytelling, but when it's used, it can be very engaging. It uses you, putting the reader directly into the action, almost as if they're the character. For example, you open the door and step inside, or you feel the wind against your face. This point of view is often found in choose-your-own-adventure books or some instructional writing. It's direct and can make the reader feel very involved in the story. Imagine a story like this. You wake up in a strange room. The walls are bare, and you don't remember how you got there. Now, the reader is at the center of the experience. Finally, we have third-person point of view. This is one of the most common perspectives used in fiction. The narrator is outside the story, telling us about the characters using he, she, or they. For example, he walked to the park, or she was feeling nervous about the test. In third person, there are a few variations: limited, omniscient, and objective. Let us talk about the third-person limited. Third-person limited means the narrator only knows the thoughts and feelings of one character. So, we get to know that character really well, but we don't know much about what other characters are thinking. For example, she glanced nervously at the clock, hoping the meeting would be over soon. This point of view gives us a closer connection to one character, while still keeping some distance. Third-person omniscient is when the narrator knows everything about every character. They can jump from one character's thoughts to another's, and they have an all-knowing perspective. For example, Sarah was excited about the party, but little did she know, Jack was already planning to leave early. This gives readers a broader view of the story, but it can sometimes feel less personal. So, to recap, first person lets us hear directly from a character, giving us a personal perspective. Second person speaks directly to the reader, putting them in the story. Third person comes in three forms: limited, omniscient, and objective, each offering a different way to see the story. Choosing the right point of view depends on what kind of story you want to tell. Do you want your reader to be deeply connected with one character? Go with first person or third person limited. Want to give readers a broad view of the story world? Try third person omniscient. Now, let's do a quick quiz to test what you've learned. I'll read a few sentences, and I want you to guess which point of view they are written in. Ready? I couldn't believe it when I saw the time. I was going to be late. Is this first person, second person, or third person? That's right. It's first person. You walk into the room and see a strange figure standing in the corner. How about this one? Correct. That's second person. Awesome job, everyone. Understanding point of view helps us become better readers and writers. It's the lens through which we experience the story. So, the next time you read a book or write your own story, pay attention to the point of view and think about how it affects the story. Thanks for watching, and keep practicing.